A very good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is incredible. What am I looking here? I'm looking on WT High West Texas oil. This is what I'm looking at, and I want us to have some analysis towards this market so that at least we can see what we have to do with this market. Allow me to do some few settings here. Allow me to do some few settings. This to avoid this to be boring. This is boring stuff. Let me have this. Let me have that. Something just like this. At least this is not boring. Yeah. This is great. Now this is what we have. This is West Texas oil intermediate. This is what you are getting from this market. And so you can see the price is already at 84,400. The price is really exploding. As I'm checking on, the war is really escalating. Whatever is just happening, I don't want to mention a lot of things to avoid the life to be they can actually even block, because those people really don't want anyone just talking about it. We just allow the necessary people just to talk about it, but we just leave it just like that. I'm just waiting for more people to join this live, and then we are going to proceed. I'm waiting for more people to join this live, and then we're going to proceed. I'm waiting for more people to join. Ensure that when you join this, ensure that you like. Ensure that when you join this, you like. Ensure that immediately you just join, you like. And let me just know also with the chat. This is going to be interesting. Good morning and good day to you, Dantek. Leslie, I see you. How are you doing? It's another beautiful day. So remember what we have been watching. The oil prices are actually been doing amazing. So it has been so much amazing, so amazing what we've been getting. So ensure that when you just join this, you really like it. You can see how the market has really opened from this kind of that we have here on the daily time frame 78. The volume is increasing in a very crazy way, but we're going to mention something here, because if you are really buying the oil right now, then we need to do something. We need to do something right now. So I think majority and the price of 81. That is where we got so many people buying from. So I'm going to click. Let me just find delta here for this. So we had so many people buying from 82. I think these people are really 82, 81. That is where majority were entering this trade. As you can see, it is inland. Big money that is coming in to the oil prices. 141. This is absolutely no more than normal. So if you join this, ensure that you like. That is the first thing that you're just going to do. Then we're going to see what you're going to be getting from this. Don't be worried about this one. This is known as the footprint. So I'm just getting some few data here. So this is, but actually when you join us, you must get advanced things all right all the time. Yeah, so that is what you are getting here. Checking on where majority have actually entered this, and it seems to be very amazing. This is what I see. Wow, bigger and bigger volumes here, and that's actually, this is a sign of why this market is moving. We're going to see what is going to move, like what is going to be happening next. That is what I want us to check. And I see the war is really escalating, and let me check. The war still proceeds on, and remember today we have the NFP coming up, so brace yourself for that. Yeah, and let me see something here. India allowed to buy Russian oil. US gives the largest import that day waiver, right? Yeah, so this is, I think this is really nice, and that's why I'm talking about this area here with now India is really going to be buying from the Russia. I think that is really nice. That's a good news somehow. Let me see. Asian energy dispense, Middle East supply 95 of Japan oil prices, 75 for Southern Korea oil, and 25% of the Asians. That is not important. I want us to do something that is important as well, but I don't want to have some boring stuffs here. Carlos, how are you doing? Joining. Thank you. This is really great. So I want people who have bought oil. I know we have been buying oil from Monday, but from WTI, I know we have been buying throughout the week. Today is on Friday. I want you to do one thing. I want you to close your positions. I want you to close all your position from the WTI. Close all your position from the WTI. I'm saying again, so let me just go to the volume candle so that we can see how the volume has really increased from here. You can see this candle is more bigger than even the rest, but I want you to do one thing. I want you to close all your positions that you opened for WTI oil. This is a perfect exit position that you shouldn't have this. And let's talk about this amazing result that we have here, this being number one. So we have that testing point over there. So we have this position that we have here. We also have this area here. So this is another one. So actually this is located around 88. So this is 88. So 88, that is the last price that maybe I can get from this price. But if you have any position that is opened for WTI, ensure that you just close those positions immediately. Close those positions immediately. Close those positions. Don't leave your position running. This is the reason. If you look at the divergence, my divergence here, if I run it to move all the way, I'm going to put it to move all the way to, let me put it, not 70, I'm going to put it to 90. Look at that. I'm going to put it to 90. Then this one is, I'm going to put it to 10. This is really far. This is an extreme level that you really need to be scared of. And of course, anything can just happen over the weekend. Just know that anything can just happen over the weekend. Anything can just happen over the weekend. So if anything can just happen over the weekend, just know that the prices of oil can actually retrace back. Of course, there is no market can keep moving all the way up every single day. There's just a spike just like that. Look at this. We have never attained this level in a single. We are at 86 extreme level, and you can see it's almost hitting 90. And when I just look at this market, when I look at this market, is really signaling us that anything can just happen anytime. I'm just retracing this back all the way to 2000. This is 1997. You can see all this one. So despite all the risk of things happening, just look at this, because we are still on the risk of period where people are really in the fear of what is really going to happen. And I think the market achieved was 89, which was around 1990. That was on Tuesday or 14th of August 1990. Probably you can just go and look and check what happened in that area on Friday and around August 1990 to the prices of oil. You're going to see that, but we are still on the extreme levels. We achieved the level of 879 here. So that is another indication of at least something has to be done globally for these prices to be controlled, and that is what is going to happen here. So the prices are really going to be controlled, and I know anything can just happen to these prices. So this region that we have here and that area here, these are going to be the last prices that we're really going to have. So around this corner here, between this level here, let me mark them seriously, so that you can just know about this area here, and you're going to see what is going to happen here. So I'm just warning you, in case you are buying. I know we are used to buy every time, buying, and we call you expert just buying every time things is really moving up. Not all the time you can just keep buying. Sometimes you need to think about the prices. There is no prices is going to penetrate and move all the way to heaven without moving back. So you see this region, that this is where we are going to get this price moving, and that is what we are going to have. So anytime, or maybe over the weekend, you're going to see a sell, and I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it down here. So I'm going to write it in here, sell at this region. So the selling point, I know big institutions are going to have their entries at this level. We are going as well to check on that. Sell here. We are going also to check that. So this is just one. Sell here. And I'm going to put it in rent. Yeah. I'm going also to mark the price. This is the last. And this is the entry point. This is, yeah, so this is the starting price, and this is the end. So inside this is actually $3 move. Inside this $3, that is where we can have our point of entries, like selling pressure that is going to be witnessed in this market. So anything can just happen in between this over the weekend, and you're going to see the prices pushing down. This is so let's just move to the volume side. After checking that, then I can just move on the other side. I'm going to take this market from this level, which was actually we can even take it from the top here, from where the price is, and then we take it all the way to see how the market is developing. I take also this and put it all the way just like that. Yeah, so on this market we have the POC located. So allow me to set this. Well, wow, this is great. This is great. This is great. This is great. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. You see this pressure here, although there are so many buyers on that are coming in, just prepare yourself. The market is going to sell starting from this level here, and you might be getting these prices actually moving all the way to this area here, which is around below 70, and that can actually happen even over the weekend. So get prepared for this movement that is coming for the WTI. So the price right now is 84,600. And anytime these things can really happen anytime. So between these levels here, between 88 and the current price, that is where I'm expecting these prices to be moving, and still moving down. I know the global oil is the demand is still moving on, but there is no way all this time we have never achieved that. And I know there's other countries are really going to find alternatives. There must be an alternative to this, and that is what is going to drive the prices of oil down. Maybe Iran is going to say, you know what, we can just allow the oil prices then to endelea na vita, like we are going to proceed with a fight, but let's just allow them to have their oil, and of course that is enough to push the prices of oil all the way down. So that is crazy, and that is what you can really expect from this market to happen. Anything can just happen that level, because we are in a extreme level. Prices are becoming expensive each day, but there's no way the market is really going to move on a straight line. That is what I always say. That is my statement all the time. That is what I say. The most interesting part is let's check on the gold. What is happening to the gold? Because the prices for gold is really down, as you can see. This is what we really got from these prices. Remember, when we are analyzing this market, we spotted a very rare opportunity here on the lowest time, on the highest time frame, which was how we spotted this market moving like this. You see this movement, we end this market moving like this, so we can have it like this, or other actually liquidity sweeps, liquidity grabs, that we got from this market. Look at that level. This is how the market was moving, and still I'm actually in a hurry so that we can find the signals, because the market is still up already. The market is down with 80s. Right, all right, let me extend to the right. Yeah, this is great. Now you can see we have so many buyers around, located from all the way to this price that we have here. So this is becoming like an underblock where the market is really moving and hitting the prices, and the market moving up. So gold is still moving up, and even apart from the war that has actually been happening, the price has actually been moving up. But the reason you see the gold volatile and becoming like this is because of being suppressed down by the dollar, of which now if you look at the DXY, you see it is almost 100. That means dollar is really gaining very fast. Like dollar is gaining, and that's why you see now it is suppressing the prices for the gold right down. That is simple. That is what's really happening. And make sure that you don't miss today, because this is going to determine, and I think so many people are really trying to find like where is the market going to move after today NFP. That is what we are going to have tonight, an NFP. So if I filter this to the high impact, you see that today on a Friday we are going to have NFP, that is non-farm payment roll, and this is one that can actually move the market in a very crazy way. Core retail tiers, and also an average hourly earnings that you are waiting to see from this market retail. So today is a very big day from 4:30. So in the next like 3 hours we are going to be getting this data, and it's actually going to be moving the market very crazily way. So the past live that we have done, we have analyzed on how to get the average hourly earning, which is actually very important, because this is actually what give us. So I'm just briefing you on what you can just expect from this as the market is really moving down, because already the market is trying to find the positions. Traders, others are entering to the market, others are selling, and that is what is really happening to this market. All right, I know if you have your position still open and don't know what you're doing for the whole, because it is below 84, and I've already told you that sell right now. That is what I'm saying. Make sure that you sell, right? So I told you to sell at 84,600. That is what we really got there. Now I'm going to brief what is this so that you can really understand. Hourly earnings, this is like salary. This is like what we normally get here in salary form, but in the US they talk about the hourly earning because people get paid in hours. And this is very simple. When people earn more money, of course you expect inflation to even move up because they are getting even more money. That's why high hourly earnings will cause inflation. High inflation will cause the Fed to act hawkish, increase the interest rate, which is now reflect a long-term signal towards the currency tightening, which is policy tightening, which is now hiking of interest rates, causing the currency to move up. That's why you see now when we get actual greater than forecast is always good for currency, because it's going to strengthen. So in case you get here 0.4 or 0.5, this is going to strengthen more the dollar. Of course, if you get lower than that, is actually going to weaken the price of dollar. So the average hourly earning, you can just get it because also it has its own leading indicator. Like there are some things that you can just know what do you expect from this salaries. Of course, you can go to the PMI, how the company has been able to translate from what is actually been manufacturing, or the manufacturer for the companies, that has actually been happening, because that is so much of interest. Right, the next is the core retail sales that we really have here. So as well, this is almost the same. Action greater than currency is actually good for a currency. It's actually released 17 days to get a government shutdown that actually happened, and I think this is one that actually distracted so many of them this year, that actually distracted so many this year. So you can see it's actually gauge for the consumer spending. So all of these, you can see from all of this we get between this and this. I don't want to explain to the core of it, because hourly earning and core retail sales, they actually are highly indicators for the CPI, but as well there are some leading indicator as well for this data. So the most important thing, but just know this, the NFP does not really have a leading indicator, but at least you can just check on different, but you need many sources to know what is really happening in the job sector, and also unemployment. But unemployment rate as some leading indicators, you can just check on that. But this is easy to get, the as leading indicator, this is also leading indicator. But apart from getting the leading indicator from the previous, like knowing how to predict this, what is the outcome, this also is a leading indicator. Like when you will be expecting the CPI, remember we'll be using this data for the future, so you can just move after, and you can actually move previously, like last week, and see, or this month, the data that we got, and see what we expect from the average hourly earning, core retail sales, and all that. I don't want to move in the details, but it's just very easy on what we are going to get. But most people concentrate on the NFP, which is very crazy, right? Now this is what we are getting, and I sent is going to, the reason we see the gold is not really moving up is because it is suppressed by the DXY. That I'm going to open another tab here so that we can see what is happening. I want to have DXY so that you can see what is happening to the dollar. You know, our dollar is not gold is not only the safe haven that we have. Also remember, dollar is on a safe haven, and that's why you see if the prices for DXY start moving up, and that's why I sent on Monday morning around 2 a.m. that I'm not interested in buying the dollar, the gold, because you know, if dollar is really going to win on the side of safer haven, then of course it's going to suppress the prices for the gold down. This is what is happening. Remember, the price was actually here on the January 26. This is January 26. This is February 26. I want to check on March. So around March, the prices and started moving up, which is around here. So you can see how the price moved from Monday. This is from 97 all the way to 99. So that's how the price has actually been moving up. So this is the DXY. That is the movement that we really got from this, and that way you see now it is really suppressing the prices for the gold so much down. That is what is really happening. All right, so that is what really happening to this price. If you can see on this movement here, this is what we are getting. These prices moving like this. Of course, this price and to test this zone, of course you have to now be very careful on these levels around this area here, because you can see the dollar is really on the, this is the movement that we are getting from the prices of DXY. Like this is the movement of the DXY. Now it is really moving. Now I want to open a new tab so that we can see the one more pair, so that we can now combine all this information to see what we are really getting from this market. And in this case, I'm going to open something that you even don't know about. I'm going to move to fix. CBOA. That is CBOA. Okay. Now, what is this? This is the fear index, and you can see it is actually increasing. Yesterday we were 20, and yesterday we were at 20. This we are 20. We are 20, and this is really great, because this shows us how the fear is really developing, and this is a fear index. So the fear index, this is what you are getting, and you can see we are at 24.67, and this is a very green candle that is really moving up. So if you see this moving up like this, just know it's really fear coming in, like big fear. People are really fearing in this market what is really going to happen, like economy, a lot of things. And that you see when this is rising, it's actually going to shoot the prices for, like for example, look at the prices for the US 30. It is down 47,800. US 30 is really down. Nasdaq is down. SP 500 is really down. So they move opposite of what you really get. And that's why you see now it is really down. And you can see how it's actually been moving. You can see this fear index here. That is actually how it has been rising. Remember, a lot of things really happen, and I want to be very specific on this. Look at this. Do you know when is this? On Monday 7 2025, you can see what happened. But I want to show you something around 2020 what happened, so that you can be around 2020. This is very simple for you now to follow up. It's crazy things happened around 2020. Do you know what happened in 2020? What happened around 2020? Yes, there you can see this VIX actually achieved. You can see this VIX here, which is 85. It actually achieved 85. Do you know what caused this? Actually, it is COVID-19. COVID-19 caused this. COVID-19 caused all this big move. So this is an fear index. If you go and look and compare it with something like SP 500 and also US 30, you're going to see the market that is really moving so down. Another one here where the market achieved 65. Another one here, this is actually about the war. This is 60, and you can see now this actually not the current war has not really brought so much impact. But you can see what happened on Monday. This is did 3. Actually, this is did 3 after Monday. You can see how the VIX actually been moving. So it achieved all the way to 28. All the way to 28. And you can see it is still rising. So if you can apply something just simple here. Not interested in this because I know it's not this, actually not this one. I want to see the momentum, like the move. I can apply here the moving average. This is going to tell us the momentum, or is I still going to continue? 50. Let me apply this. And actually, I can just put it like that. Yeah. These are 3, so we can. These are 3 visible. I think these are 3. Put in 150, like just the way. Yeah, you can see it is really moving up, and you can see after this, you can see how it's actually been moving, and you can see all this, both 50, 100, and also 200. I think moving averages. They are all, yeah, that is 20, 50, 100, and 200. All these 4 EMAs, exponential moving average, they are all pointing up. That is actually a sign of the market, the fear that is really continuing on this market, and that is really what is happening. So what does this mean? That means the oil prices will that is why you see the oil prices keep moving up, and that's why you see the gold prices, the dollar prices, I mean, that is the DXY moving up. All right, but you look at this. If you look at this, it's actually almost to the area that you see this region here. That actually been the area that has been tested, and this war is escalating, but you know it has not actually achieved higher than this. So we have not achieved higher than this, and you can see it's almost at the zone that we're really this area here. So in case when we hit 66, 26 here, 27, it's still up, but you can see almost this area here. If I look at the DXY, it's almost at this region, very critical point, which is this area here again, right? So this tells you one thing. This is what you have to be careful on about. And if you look at the oil prices, that is the WTI, then of course you can see the prices and or the US oil, that you can see we are very up like this. And that's why I'm saying this area here is actually going to be something else. Like, let's start selling from this, and you can see we are from 84,800 and the price is $1 down. Again, like when I move to the lowest time frame, we are going to see this red candle here. That's what I was telling you. This is really going to be perfect area for sale. But of course, if you have sold from the top, then just make sure that you are 60 here, which is around 81, because we saw already so many people buying from this level again, which is around 82, 81 level that we really have here. What a marathon. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you doing, Brian? Tuned in. This is Roy on D&M. That's what's very quick. I know sometimes this information is maybe quite big, but it's not really that big. That is not really that big. So number one, I want to summarize this again so that we can be on the same page. Let's summarize this, or what we have really got. So I'm going to summarize everything, because I was also checking on this and just decided, let me just show you what I was getting from my side. So let's just summarize again so that I can just give you the warning, right? Now, if you look at the prices for the gold, this is the area that you've been getting from. If you look on how the market is really performing, you see one thing, that this region, in terms of volume, that is where we have so many people placing their orders, which is exactly around between 50, 60 and 5100. This area here is really amazing. All right, just get that clear. So even if the prices of gold keep moving all the way to 49.74, there are so many buyers willing to buy when the price moves all the way down. So just know we have so many buyers in this market willing even to buy the lower prices that we are getting from this market. And one thing that we get from the gold is that this price is still on the momentum, like we are on the uptrend. Like the prices, if I move this one, like if you look at this, this is the trend that we're getting from the gold. Like this market is on uptrend, like just like this. So there's likelihood for this market either to hit this, which is around 55. The next target that we're going to have from this market is just very simple. So if this price keep moving just down like this, then I can just continue buying. But don't worry, because I know there can be liquidity sweep where this market can actually move down, sweep liquidity, and then start moving on the top. It normally happens just exactly the same thing that happened when the price hit 50.89 at this level, and the price swept all the way to 49.81 before resuming to move at least to 52. That can really happen, but just know our entries are located from this zone all the way down to this area, maybe 49.53. That is where we have our entries. There are a lot of things that you can really use here. You can actually enter into the underflow, like just like mine here, where you can actually go deeper to know whether we are getting what we have here. Is it really genuine, or the market getting orders enough to push this market up, of what is really happening? So those are some of things that you can really check here. So I'm not going to move into details because I know it's just really confusing, but that is what you are really getting from this price. But just know from this level all the way down here, then the market is still buying, and it's really going to continue to buy from when the market actually dropped from this level. The reason the gold is not rising, I mean, this the war that is really happening everywhere, is because you can see the DXY has actually been moving up, and this is a trend. So that means dollar managed to get what? The dollar managed to get one thing. Dollar managed to move to the safe haven, like so many people buy dollar. But this is not only the problem. The problem that we have the dollar gaining the FX side is because of so many people anticipating that the inflation is really going to be moving up. Remember, number one, we have been getting the inflation in the US moving down, and we have the Fed that has not really cut the interest rate for a very long time. So this is another crazy things happening here. Like so many people are anticipating that there is likelihood now for the Fed to hike the interest rate, of which I don't know whether it's really going to happen. But the reason they're saying that is because, of course, when the oil prices rises up, of course, everything causes inflation. So that's why you see the prices really rising up, and that's why now you can see this is a trend of the DXY that has been getting the lowering down, and moving exactly just like this. And that's why now, because of this trend, we cannot ignore this area. So when this market probably rises to 435, there is likelihood market needed to move all the way down, because the market cannot move in that straight line. So we might be getting these prices at least moving all the way to this zone that we have here, which is, I want you to mark these zones in your PC if that is possible. So there's likelihood for that area here now, which is around 99, 970, around 98, let's say 98, around 98 level, which is around 98 level that you might be getting there. And if you move that one, I know that is the one that can cause the prices for these prices to move all the way up like that. Remember also, the prices of oil actually been rising up every single day, and you can see still we are moving up. The global oil prices are really rising, and when you use the EMA, that is 50, 20, 50, 100 and 200 EMA combined, you can see all of them are shooting up, like 1, 2, 3, all of them are pointing up. That means it's still moving up, and that's why we place this region between 87 and 84 where we got these prices. There is likelihood now for this market to sell at the top there. There are a lot of things really happen here because the market cannot really move in a very straight line. That's why now there is likelihood this market is going to sell from this top here. So what do professionals do? For example, when I want to have best order, what am I going to do? Some of this market that's just rising like that, a lot of things can happen on the way, right? I want you to get clear on this. A lot of things can really happen on the weekend. Like, for example, you're going to be just like that, doing your own things. And then all of a sudden you hear the war is over. And what you really notice is the market moving crazy way, like oil prices dropping in a very crazy way because everything. Or maybe they just decide to solve the oil things just once and for all, and then they just move to other things. So that is why you see anything can just happen to this area here where we have these prices. Now, why do I know this? Because if I look on this, not only that the prices keep moving up, is because if I look at these levels that we have here, the market has really achieved very extreme level overbought, means people have really bought from these prices very hard. Like we have already achieved around 85 mark, which is really crazy from this market perspective. And that I'm saying that on the highest time frame, which when we talk about the highest time frame, then that is crazy because this is already 86. So by the time we get to 90, if we get to 90, I start selling from this market. If you'll be achieving 85, then I continue selling as the market moves up. Yeah, so that is what we have. And again, don't forget today we have the news that will be coming up. Probably that is what is going to move these prices all the way up and down. And we might be getting a strength for this market DXY. Remember, this is now the target here to move these prices up of here, of which is going to influence the prices for the dollar. Remember, if the dollar is really going to strengthen, is really going to swipe all the stop losses here, and then we're really going to move all the way to the top. So that is my scenario. So around this area is really perfect for buy, but a liquidity sweep can just happen before we move all the way to the top. So I'm going to wait for it. When this prices touches 5,000, I'm going to start buying from the top here. When the prices of hard prices start moving like 85.8, I start buying for long-term sell. That is going to happen to this market. That is again, and that is after the NFP. Over the weekend, a lot of things are really going to happen. The reason for this is, another one is, when this price move up, of course many people are going to buy from this market when the price moves down, because some people will be waiting to see if the market is going to create a gap on Monday when the market opens. But who knows, maybe they can just decide to solve their own things on the weekend, and you're going to see different results. So be careful on what you really do around this area here. So I know many orders are entering around this area here, but we might be getting a liquidity sweep. So 5,000 is going to be a very nice entry that we're going to have from this market. Brian Kobia, how are you doing? Welcome on board. If you're joining this, ensure that you like this. So those are my analysis. From VEX, we have checked on the VEX on a fear index, and that's where you see the US 30 is down to all the way to 47,869. I'm going to check on that because I think I need to have some orders here. So if you can allow me to check on this, let's see what we have. These are the levels I'm concerned with. See these levels, the next level here is 47,300. Remember, we have not achieved this for a very long time. Okay, so I'm also interested in this level here, so I was just checking this yesterday. So I'm checking 47,300. So in case we achieve this below 500, 47,500, this is really going to be my next entry point that I'm going to have. Let me put volume candle. Yeah, bigger volume from here, 48, this one, and you can see what has actually transpired and all this, the market moving exactly like this. So that is what I'm having in this market. So higher prices, when it touches 85.8 there, I'm going to start selling, and I'm going to start selling for every movement it makes. Every move it makes, I'm going to start selling all the way to the top. When gold hit all the way down, let's say 5,000, I'm going to buy pole, and then when we get US that moving like this level here, I'm going to start buying as well. So this is going to be my next level that I'm going to buy. Of course, the market is going to test all these zones that you see. This is now the area. This is now my area of interest that I'm having on the US 30. Nasdaq is not really moving that big compared to other pairs, so its movement is slightly not that big. My entries missed by 20 and 30 pips, which might be the reason. So the reason for that is because you have a specific point of entry. Don't have a specific point of entry. Have a key area of interest. That's why you have this region like this. When I say buy from 387 inside there and 200, that means that is the area. So you start scaling in. That means you define your stop losses, your entry, your loss sizes, and then we're going to wait and see how the market is going to behave that way. All right, so this is okay, Simba. Okay, so you just have your region. Like for example, you can see sell here. I'm not saying sell at a specific price, I'm saying sell here. So sell here on the 1 hour time frame. This is how it look. It's look like this. I'm going to set this so that we can, in case of any question, just leave it in the comment section right now. Make sure that you check it. Yeah, but remember, the first of all, before even we get to this region, we'll be getting to this level here, which is this price here, which is 81. Actually, do you know, anytime you may think this is a joke, but every time we mention these prices, this is exactly, sometimes the market hit the exact prices, and sometimes it's crazy. It's crazy when the price hit exact point. So this level is, so I need to put my bell around 300, 350. So I need to put my bell at 47. Let me put even 400. I save that. Expiring on April. 1 month. April 6. On gold. You see, the alerts that I was creating, actually zingine zinaenda all the way to 27.55. That was November 2024. That's crazy. I'm going to put the alert at, I'm not really scared. You see, the price is really moving up. 50.86, just like that. But no hurry. We just wait. Patience is our key. So I'm going to put this at 50. 50.30. 1 month. So I can create main alert as I want because I am in a paid version. I can do whatever I want here. If you have any question, make sure that you ask below, and as well make sure that you like this video and subscribe also. Actually, make sure that you subscribe because anytime I can just come live and then you're going to be notified. So ensure that you do that. Okay. That was, and also for the oil prices, I'm going to mark it at when we hit 86, not actually 86, from 86, yes. So 86 is going to be my to market. So 86, I'm actually going to start selling there. I want to see when it lasts up to April 6. Okay, that is 1 month. Notification, I want it to send me an email as well. Play sound. Okay. Sell. I'm going to US is crossing. Yeah, so that's okay. So I save. So I'm done with this. So also this one, I wanted to send me an email account settings. So I want to change. Okay, that's okay. That email is alright. Play a sound. This is actually buy. So all these, I'm going to send me emails, do this, and I'm going to, I can actually execute even on my phone. I can so that means I'm going to get, even if I switch everything off, it's going to be easy. So we are done with this. How about gold? Send the email the same. Play. Okay. Gold crossing 50-30. Okay. That is another one. So I have three. So those are my three concerns that I have. So those I think are enough. Those are enough. Those are enough to check. Those are enough. US 30. How about BTC? How about silver? Silver 70. Silver I'm interested in 78. This I'm going not to analyze this so much, but silver once it touches 78, that is my area of interest. Of course, they are going to fall together with the gold, so I'm going to put it 78. Silver you can actually buy and hold even 3 months, and resort are going to be amazing. So I don't want this name for the candle. I want message. Okay, that's okay. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is really great. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is great. This is really great. So NFP is coming up, and other news, hourly earnings and all that. I might not go through all of them, but we have already highlighted those. We have already analyzed them. So US oil and this. So let's keep watch. And gold. Where is it? Yeah, just wait now for the liquidity sweep. Alright, now we are done here. So ensure that you just check on that, and then I'll see you again later.